Hey there, collective. Welcome to the channel, Ascend With Me Tarot. Thank you guys so much for being here. All right, so we're going to do our next zodiac sign reading. Future focused is what we're calling this cycle of readings. I did tweak the layout a little bit. I am going to add karmic energy because I was going to do a karmic reading, but I'm not trying to get that deep into karmic energy. So what we're going to do, Spirit put it on my heart just to add an extra energy into this reading. So yeah, let's go ahead and just jump into the situation here and see who we're talking to. Take what resonates, leave what does not fit. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support, you guys. Since I've started this cycle of readings, I have lost a few subscribers, but hey, it is what it is, right? I enjoy doing these readings. I enjoy looking into the healing energy also. So we're going to keep doing what Spirit's calling me to do. For those of you guys that are sticking around, thanks for being true blue. Thank you for sticking by me and you know, helping me hone my gifts and not giving up on me. All right. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to pray and then we're going to see who we're reading for. Father God, Holy Spirit, beautiful archangels, ancestors of the highest white light, thank you so much for this day, for this opportunity. I ask that you please bring forward a message of truth and clarity, healing, confirmation, encouragement, or enlightenment for my beautiful collective. And I thank you for allowing me to receive these messages. I ask that you please give me clear discernment as I receive the messages. And also my collective, please give them clear discernment as they receive the messages that are meant for them specifically. Help us to turn this energy, turn all of these messages, this information into our highest good, into healing for our collective, and I thank you. Archangel Michael, I ask that you please place a white light of divine protection around my energy, the energy of my collective, the energy of this reading, and I thank you. Archangel Raphael, please clear and connect our heart chakras to your beautiful healing energies. Thank you. Thank you, Father. Help us to be in the energy, that Christ consciousness as we look at these things and transmute them. Thank you. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Ancestors. Amen. All right. Who are we going to be speaking to, Spirit? Who are we going to have a message for next? Now, remember, this could be your sun, moon, rising, Venus, or North Node placement. Okay? And when I'm saying your energy, I'm doing it in first person, like your energy, but it could be the energy of the person that you guys are dealing with, okay? So put it where it goes, if it goes. We got Gemini. All right, Gemini. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, or North Node placement. So let's first of all get the overall energy. What is the overall gist of this situation that we're about to talk about? What is the overall gist? Avoiding something, stalemate. Okay, Gemini, so either you're avoiding someone or something, or someone or something's trying to avoid you. Okay, and in order to, I think in order, this is called future focused, right? So in order to be future focused, there's going to have to be some kind of like facing of whatever this energy is. And that's why I was here and put karmic energy. So this is a karmic energy, Gemini, that either you've been avoiding, that's been causing you a lot of conflict, okay, that you're just going to have to face, I guess. I don't know. But let's dig in. Okay, so we're going to see a little bit more here. What is the overall energy of this situation? So we're going to see, where's the karmic? I guess I'll stick to tarot and then we'll dig into some other cards in a minute. What is this karmic energy that Gemini's avoiding? Love. Self-love, possibly. Okay? Confidence in a new beginning, I'm hearing. Okay. Not really wanting to touch your own emotions in regards to a partnership. It's like trying to sweep your feelings under the rug. How you're truly feeling about somebody here. Okay? It's kind of, or this is what someone's doing in regard towards you, Gemini. This is like a lot of love. Ace of Cups is is, you know, it represents new beginnings, right? It represents new love, or just, you know, one-on-one personal relationships with another person. Okay? It talks about unfelt emotions, which I feel like is kind of the gist here. It's like emotions that you're trying to avoid, that Spirit's kind of asking you to really work through here. Take a deeper look and work through these emotions. You know, just not looking at them is not gonna, you know, help you move forward, right? If there's something here that you're not actually looking at, you're just trying to, you know, sweep it under the rug, or avoid it, then it's going to come back up later, right? So Spirit's kind of asking you to deal with something once and for all, is kind of the gist I'm getting. So what is your energy? What is your energy, Gemini, in this situation? Yeah, you're Queen. So yeah, it's an Emperor and Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is your energy, Gemini. Well, it's Libra, but it's also representing you. So this is about not trusting an Emperor. Or you have issues related to authority, right? Maybe you don't like being told what to do. Or someone you're dealing with, they don't like to be told what to do. Okay? You could be, you know, or someone could put yourself where you go. I don't know if you're the one that's being super defensive, or the person that you're dealing with is being super defensive, right? Somebody's being super, super defensive here because they don't want to face their emotions. They're trying to avoid their true feelings. I feel like the reason why they're trying to avoid their true feelings is because there's been some pain between you and this person, between the Emperor and this Queen of Swords energy, right? So, what's the obstacle? What's the obstacle here? Yeah, to speak your truth is your emotions. The obstacle is for these two energies to tell each other how they really feel, is kind of what I'm getting here. I mean, there's a lot of love, but there's also a lot of defensiveness. There's a lot of hurt feelings. There's a lot of unspoken emotion here. How does Gemini, you know, work through this and become future focused? How can Gemini become future focused? Okay, go within to figure out what kind of actions you're supposed to take, and leave leave sadness and depression behind. What's going to make you happy? What makes you happy? What are your emotions truly telling you, right? What is your heart telling you at this time? Because I feel like you're struggling, or you have been struggling to walk away from like some regret here in regards to a lover. Okay? And so it's almost like, instead of saying, hey, you know, I'm in love with you, or I still love you despite everything we've been through, instead of like wanting to step up and speak your feelings, or this could be someone doing this to you, but instead of speaking feelings, someone is just kind of like putting on this hard shell and trying to just power through, right? Just power through, avoid the situation, avoid my emotions, avoid my true feelings, and just hoping one day it's just going to kind of take care of itself, right? And so you might be able to sweep this under the rug for now, but you know, one day it's not just going to disappear, is what Spirit wants me to say. Like, it's not going to disappear. It's going to come back up until you stop avoiding your true feelings, or this person stops avoiding their true feelings about you. Okay, 1 second. Let me get my blanket. I'm a little chilly. Hold on. So what the heck? Where should I go, Spirit? Oh, Lord. I guess this is a relationship reading. So in order to be future focused here, you know, Spirit's telling you to go within to figure out what is the right action steps for yourself, right? What do you really want? Walk away from sadness. Walk away from, you know, focusing on the past wrongs, right? instead of sweeping your emotions under the rug, trying to ignore your emotions, Spirit wants you to, you know, not sweep the past wrongs under the rugs, but not harp on those past wrongs so much. Like find a way to, you know, compromise with whoever this is that you've been avoiding. I think it's an emperor here. Someone who I feel like, you know, wants to kind of brood their power over you. Anyways, let's just see. Tell me more about this Emperor's energy, please, Spirit. Tell me about this Emperor. Yeah, this Emperor is someone who's very strong. Someone who you see is very strong. But you got your sword up to the Emperor. This is your lover. This is your lover. And this lover has hurt you. And so that's why your sword's up. It's about speaking your true emotion, your emotional truth. I think if you speak your emotional truth, it makes you feel vulnerable, and it makes you feel like you're giving your power away to this Emperor who already has a strong hold on you, right? At least that's your perspective. And it's like you don't want to give him any more power than what he already kind of has over you. And so it's scary for you to speak your emotional truth, because there has been some regret in the past here. But what is this emotional truth that you want to speak? Or maybe the Emperor needs to speak this to you. Maybe he's the one trying to get the courage up to come and speak this to you. You probably both have some emotional truth that you're needing to speak, is what Spirit's saying here. What is the Page of Cups? Oh my, that's too many. Lots of feminine energies in the way here. So there's at least 2 other feminines from the past here. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Earth here. 8 of Swords with the 6 of Cups. So yeah, it's like there's these, maybe you felt like you were in competition with 2 other feminines here. Right? And you need to speak, you know, maybe you need to speak instead of like putting on your shell and trying to harden your heart, because this Emperor has put you in some sort of competition with these other 2 females. Yeah, it's like you, instead of being vulnerable, you kind of you put some armor on, right? You put your armor on, and that's okay, but at the same time, you're trying to bury how you truly feel because you're hurt. And so this is going to pop its ugly head up again in the future if you don't just handle it now. Even if you handle it by saying, look, you hurt me, you put me in competition with these other females, and I love you, but I can't trust you. I'm moving on, if that's what you want to say. Or, you know, maybe you want to work it out with this Emperor. I'm not sure what you want to do. I mean, maybe you're not sure what you want to do. What is the Page of Cups? On the Emperor's side, what is this Page of Cups representing on this Emperor's side? He's trying to get the courage up to come and tell you something that I think he wants to persevere. Yeah, he wants to communicate with you. This Emperor wants, he may be the one trying to, you know, it's like maybe he needs to be more vulnerable. Maybe you've been vulnerable to the point where you have no more vulnerability left and you have to put your shield up, right? What about on this Queen of Swords part? Like, you see this, you're in this energy of the lovers, okay? You're making choices right now for your highest good. And he's trying to get this courage to come communicate his emotional truth to you. I feel like you're hurt because he did have you in competition. Let's see. Yeah, and you're laying down the burden, right? You're hurt and you want to lay this burden down. You're tired of playing that same old game, I'm hearing. with this Emperor, even though you see him as your lover, right? You know he's your lover, but you don't want to play this game with him. And you're not going to play this game with him is what you're telling yourself. So you're just trying to avoid this, thinking or hoping that, you know, it's just going to get better. But it's not going to get better unless you have this conversation and speak your truth. Why is avoidance here? What is this energy of avoidance? Stalemate. You guys are at a stalemate right now, but you have a lot of love for each other. Yeah, and y'all both are in regret. Yeah, you're both being cautious towards one another. The reason why you and this lover are in a stalemate is because you're both kind of being overly cautious. And I love this card because look, this is like the Emperor and the Empress in like their child form, their younger form here. Before things got so crazy between y'all, before feelings got hurt, before, you know, the fights and the arguments and the disagreements. This, you know, you got your angels standing behind these two young children. You got the masculine energy being creative. Really got it, you know, he's really concentrating on what he's going to build. And then you got the Empress. She don't have her sword up. She's taking a little nap. She's peaceful. She's restful. She don't have a worry in the world. This is like your younger versions of maybe this relationship. Even when in the beginning of the relationship. And then things happen, and then, you know, he looks up, he's not feeling as creative, she has to pick up her sword, she has to feel like she has to defend herself. And the angels are kind of telling you guys, let's get back to this childlike innocence here, instead of avoiding each other, instead of avoiding your emotional truth, right? There does need to be a conversation between these two in order for y'all to be future focused. Okay. So I feel like both parties here are going within at this time, kind of weighing their own actions. What is the Hermit Knight of Wands energy? Yeah, it keeps falling on this feminine's energy. Yeah, she doesn't believe in this anymore, right? So when the feminine's going within herself, she's not really believing in this anymore. She doesn't feel like y'all can bring this to a celebration, right? She's not feeling very celebratory about this connection anymore. But she wants to. That's the thing. She wants to be back in that peaceful state with this relationship, but there's just so much that's happened that she's struggling to, you know how to be safe with her emotions. She doesn't feel like she can be safe with her emotional truth. And then this masculine, you know, I feel like he's in this energy of trying to get his courage up to approach her as this emperor, to communicate his emotional truth that she's the only one I'm hearing. So she's the one and only. But he doesn't feel safe because he's afraid of rejection. But both of these parties are regretting walking away from this connection. Tell me about the Eight of Cups, the Five of Cups. And they both want a reconciliation, but they just don't know how to get there. They just don't know how to get to that reconciliation energy right now. But they're about to. Yeah. Yes. They were, okay, yeah, they're both discontent. They were both distracted. So both these energies have been trying to distract themselves from the truth of how they're feeling about one another, about whatever water under the bridge has happened here. They're both trying to focus on just, you know, what they can focus on day by day. And neither one of them's happy, though. That's the thing. Neither one of these energies are happy. And they're both thinking about the Ace of Cups. Look, if you look at this card, they're thinking, they got the Three of Cups in front of them, which is like the opportunity of a reconciliation, the opportunity to celebrate. And then they got the Ace of Cups right here. Like, this is what's prevalent on their mind, is this Ace of Cups energy, which is the same energy that came up over here, right? Ace of Cups talks about, you know, new beginnings. They both want a new beginning. Or maybe they're both, maybe that's the thing too. Maybe they both are trying to decide, is our new beginning with one another or as a reconciliation, or is the new beginning, you know, avoiding this? And I think that's what they're trying to do, or they have been up to this point, just trying to avoid this reconciliation, avoid one another's true feelings, avoid taking ownership of how they're feeling, avoid this emotional conversation. It's like a lot of avoidance energy, and they could be trying to concentrate on like new beginnings, right? But these new beginnings they're concentrating on outside of one another are they're just being distracted. They're just distracting themselves from the truth and from, you know, being able to future focus, because their future includes one another, is what Spirit's telling me. Their future includes one another. And so that's why they're in this avoidance stalemate energy. And because they're both overly cautious, they're both being overly protective, they're both holding back their emotional truth. But they want the same thing, is what I'm seeing here. They're both kind of going within, figuring out what action can I take. Right now they're feeling like, you know, and I'm saying there because it's both of these energies are kind of feeling the same way. Neither one of them are really content right now with the situation. They're both kind of consumed with back and forth energy of, is this going to be a reconciliation or am I moving in a new direction? They both regret walking away from one another. They both regret, you know, whatever disagreements they've had in the past. The feminine energy is looking at this as her emperor. This is her lover. There's no one else that she wants. And then the emperor energy is looking at her at like her strength, and he wants to communicate his emotional truth. He wants to be vulnerable, but maybe he doesn't know how to be vulnerable. And she wants to be vulnerable, but she feels like every time she's been vulnerable with him in the past, it causes her to, you know, feeling burdened. And she's laying down burdens. She doesn't want to be burdened. She's tired of being stressed out. She's tired of feeling like they're out of balance. And even though this is sad for her and it breaks her heart and she's not really happy with the way things are at this time, she's also not carrying a lot of the burdens that she was carrying when she was the one being vulnerable in this relationship. So it's kind of like a bittersweet for this Empress feminine energy, right? It's like she wants her emperor, but she doesn't want the burdens, right? And so since she's been able to lay down these burdens, it's been without this emperor. And she's feeling, how's she feeling? She's focusing on her self-love right now. She is over here focused on her self-love, on her new beginnings, but in the back of her mind, like, it's this Three of Cups energy. Even though she's focused on the Ace of Cups and focused on new beginnings and self-love and just kind of pushing herself forward, that's this energy here. It's like avoiding the fact that this Three of Cups is kind of always on her mind, and his too. This reconciliation energy is kind of on both of their minds constantly. So let's see how, you know, in order to get future focused, let's get the answer here. So only take this if this resonates with you guys. This won't be everybody's story. Take what you can. But what I am seeing is the Emperor is getting the courage to come and communicate to this feminine energy. She sees this Emperor as her lover still. She knows this is her lover. She's not feeling overburdened anymore, though. Like, she's laid down a lot of burden. She has been focusing on her self-love. But the fact, what she's avoiding, I feel like, is, and what she's being cautious about, is a reconciliation, though. That's kind of what the feminine energy is being cautious about. And so is the masculine. The masculine is being cautious about a reconciliation because he's afraid that she's going to reject him. So that's why he's having to get this courage to communicate to her. Okay? Is what I'm seeing. So in order for these two to be future focused, What can we tell them? What do you want me to tell them about being future focused here? How can they, okay, let's do it separately. They're telling me, okay. How can the masculine energy be future focused? What can he do to focus on this future or move things forward in the right direction here? He's going to have to be the King of Pentacles. Okay, generous, success. So he's, you know, he's going to have to get in this energy of stability, responsibility, right? Prosperous, generous, successful. This is how the masculine is going to be future focused. And look, in this one, you see this masculine, he's coming in with a pie. He's got a pie in his hand. It's like bringing this feminine, you know, something sweet, a gift or something. Right? It's like it's like when he approaches this feminine, he wants to bring something. Like he wants to bring, it doesn't have to be something tangible, physical. Maybe he just wants to bring this new sense of responsibility, this new sense of like, I'm the emperor, I'm not immature, I'm this mature emperor energy. Here, take this pie. Like, please believe me type energy, right? And so this is how him getting in this King of Pentacles energy, being responsible, someone that this Empress energy can count on, is how he's gonna, that's what he can do on his part to move this into the future. What about on the feminine's part? What can she do to move this into the future on her part? Introspection, self-discovery, and mentorship. She's doing it. She's doing it. So they're both doing what they should be doing at this time, individually. Okay. You know, what she can do is go into this energy of really searching what she wants. Really searching, not her emotions, you know, that are afraid to be vulnerable, but what is her heart saying? What does she want? Right? She's having to discover herself at this time. Can she trust this lover again? Would she ever be able to trust this lover in the future after all that has happened? That's what she's asking herself. And she doesn't know. She doesn't know if she can trust this lover. But he wants her to. That's what he's got in that pie there. Trust. Like, I want you to trust me. Please believe me. Please trust me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you in competition. No, he did mean it. But he didn't know that you were the one, is what I'm hearing. When he put you in this competition, feminine, he did not know that, like, you were the one that he did not want to have in a competition. Like, he's just used to operating in that way. And then he came across you, and he didn't know he messed up until it was too late, is what Spirit's saying. So he's learning a lesson about that. Look at you, Empress. There's the Empress right there. Let's see. Yeah, you're going to move in your... Okay, so feminine energy, you're Queen of Swords right now. Okay, but you're about to get motivated in a certain direction that's helping you boss up as the Empress. And I think that motivation is you coming out of this stalemate, avoidance, cautious energy and following your heart, right? This Empress is, she's going to, well, the Queen of Swords is about to boss up as the Empress, okay? But she's going to follow her heart and no longer avoid the truth of, you know, she's not happy. She's trying to be happy without this lover because she feels like she has to be. But deep down, she's not happy. Deep down, she wants a reconciliation. He wants a reconciliation. Deep down, no one else holds that Ace of Cups for the other except for, like, they hold each other's Ace of Cups. No one else is going to hold their Ace of Cups, right? They might have other relationships, but they'll never be in love in this same way ever again. And they both know that. Okay? It's kind of what I'm seeing here. So, it's like these two are going to go through some sort of like awareness that they both want to fight for this. That it's worth fighting for. The Emperor and the Empress. There's no other Emperor out there for the Empress, and vice versa. There's no other Empress out there for this Emperor. And I think they're both going to come to that conclusion. Maybe they already both have come to that conclusion, but they haven't had the confidence to talk about it with one another. Because they're still kind of, it's like this Empress is, she's not willing to pick up these burdens again. And maybe she just feels like this masculine, this Emperor energy, because he hasn't spoken his truth or what he's been thinking about and what emotions he's been working through. He hasn't come towards the Empress and even like given her any type of indication that he's stepped into an awareness of his, what he wished, of what he did, right? He has a lot of regret around how he treated this Empress. He has a lot of regret for not being the King of Pentacles in this connection and instead being kind of a player. He has a lot of regret. It's like, you don't know what you have until it's gone. And so this is like that energy that's why he wants to bring this humble pie. That's a humble pie, Spirit saying. That he wants to bring a humble pie towards her. He's just trying to get the courage to do it. Because she is laying down burdens. She's standing strong. And Empress, you're standing strong in self-love. But that's beautiful. But you can't avoid and be overly cautious with your emotions either. You know that you want a reconciliation. That you're not happy and you're only distracting yourself. You want this reconciliation is what I'm seeing. Anyway, take it if it resonates, leave it if it don't. But what else, Spirit? Okay, I want to see, let me get an overall energy of how this conversation's going to go. When they have this conversation, what is going to be the overall outcome here? Two of Cups. You guys are about to come back together. I'm telling you, this is a reconciliation. And you guys this is how you're moving into the future. Partnership, commitment, reconciliation. So there's, look, healing, the star on the bottom. So there's a conversation here that is going to be hard to have. But we got a masculine coming forward in a more responsible way. He's serving this humble pie. He's humbling himself. We got a feminine who's standing in her power, who is, figured out how to lay down a lot of burdens, how to lay down carrying this thing all on her own, or feeling like just because I love this person, I have to tolerate certain behavior. Like she's not gonna be in the Ten of Wands energy anymore, right? She's focused on self-love. It's like these two, went their separate ways. They both became empowered in their own lives. They both kind of grew up a little bit, I'm hearing, and they both miss each other. They both regret walking away. They both have done some soul searching. They're both realizing like they can't be happy with another. They don't want to be happy with another. And so even though they're trying, they may have moved into new relationships even after this breakup, but it's not their person. Both of them are like, this isn't my person. I'm just I'm pretending. I don't want to pretend. I want my partnership. I want my Emperor. I want my Empress. I want my Two of Cups. It's because I'm trying to avoid my emotions and I'm trying to be overly cautious and I'm afraid to be vulnerable. That's why this situation needed to happen, to teach me and my partner both, to not avoid our emotions, to not avoid, you know, not to avoid how we're really feeling, and letting our, not to avoid being vulnerable, right? We got two energies here who were afraid to be vulnerable with one another because, of the depth of this connection, right? It's like this was a very deep connection, and it triggered both parties into this I need to protect myself mode, right? I'm afraid to lose you, so, I got to put up my shell. I can't let you in. I can't be vulnerable and let you in because it hurts too much if I lose you type energy. So neither one of them really, let down their guard, right? But now they're both ready to let down their guard. Now they're both ready to be vulnerable. Now they're both ready to come into union, is what I'm seeing. But it's going to start with this conversation this emperor is going to come in with. And this empress is going to have to stand strong and lay out her expectations and refuse to pick up any burdens, like refuse to carry any burdens. Refuse to accept situations that, she knows she doesn't want to accept, right? Refuse to accept any kind of what? Refuse to accept what? Refuse to accept what? Competition. Refuse to accept competition. Refuse to, also she can't give up her dreams and her new beginnings just to be with this person either. Like they both have to work as a team towards their accomplishments here. It's like this empress has been, when she gives her all to this emperor and she puts her own accomplishments aside, and that can't work. Like, that's not going to work either. Okay? From what I'm seeing here. So anyways, let's just see some advice for these two, and then I'm going to go. Which one, Spirit? Okay. Tell me about the advice for the Emperor and advice for the Empress. This is the advice for the Emperor. Oh, goodness. Okay, Emperor, yours has to do with divine timing. So the advice for the Emperor is to come in and speak the truth. It's divine timing for this Emperor to come forward with his truth. Okay? It says, when everything is done as an offering, even the act of speaking, you will get shown when to talk and when to be silent. Your words come from silence, not fear. You do the talking. Take me over and speak through me, dear Lord. And it says, the divine brings things in the timing that we need. Nothing comes before we're prepared, nor leaves too early. May I always trust your perfect timing. So yes, this masculine energy may have thought this situation was lost. But it wasn't lost masculine to this masculine. It was just this masculine needing to work with the divine and be prepared, right? Prepare himself, get into this King of Pentacles energy. This energy of humbling himself, this energy of realizing that he can't put his Empress in competition, nor does he want to put his Empress in competition with any other feminines, right? He's got to be willing to share the power dynamics of this relationship with this Empress also. He can't be this authority figure over this Empress. They have to share the power. They have to work together. So he's going to humble himself. He's used to like having this power in relationships that he can't hold when it comes to the Empress. He's got to share the power with the Empress, okay? He's got to allow her to feel empowered. Okay, so what is the advice for the Empress? Empress, what do you want? Intentions. Empress, what do you want? Not, what are you doing or what are you telling yourself you want because you're being overly cautious and you're trying to avoid getting hurt, or you're trying to avoid your true feelings, but what does your true heart want? From what the cards are saying, you want a reconciliation. From what the cards are saying is you've done a lot of deep reflection and self-discovery. You're discovering what you really want from this, or what you really feel about this Emperor. Okay, so your advice is to, let your intentions guide you. Like, what do you really want? Follow that. The rest will work itself out, right? Be vulnerable with yourself. Be vulnerable with your truth, is what I'm hearing. It says intention is simply allowing the will and the mind to align and move in harmony. May I always focus on the highest. My intention is that all God's wishes for me come true. What else for the Empress? One more, since we got 2 on the masculine. What else for the Empress? Yeah, money and being healthy, okay? Get your finances in order, Empress. It says, all my finances are now in divine order. Love itself knows my needs, and it is the source for all. I don't need to cling to fear. I don't need to cling to gain or fear loss. Every need will be met through offering all to the divine, okay? So maybe this Empress is afraid of giving up her power, right? Or her stability or something. Because she felt like she couldn't depend on this Emperor in the past. So she's trying to kind of stand on her own here, which is beautiful. But at the same time, I don't know, I feel like these two are being called to be vulnerable with one another and let the rest work itself out, okay? Don't cling to being overly cautious, and don't avoid being vulnerable with one another. That's kind of the gist of this reading from what I'm seeing here, okay? Let's just close this out, Spirit. What else can we... Yeah, acknowledge Spirit. Open your third eye and follow your intuition with this situation. Trust in a higher source and acknowledge your direct connection with the divine. In the stillness, I listen for the wisdom inside, and I am open to the spirituality that is within and all around me. I know that love is the creative force. I meditate and welcome mystical truth. I am open to seeking guidance in my quests from a spiritual teacher, master, or guru. So maybe you guys are, coming together and getting some spiritual counseling also, or some relationship counseling if you guys are going to reconcile here. But Spirit's saying, acknowledge God, put God in the center of this situation for both of y'all, but also in this reconciliation. Make sure God is center. And follow your intuition, follow your heart, acknowledge Spirit. This is a spiritual connection between you two. And you got, these two are coming into union, but they're going to have to radiate warmth and sincerity in order to come into this oneness. And they're going to have to acknowledge and trust that God has a plan here, and it's okay to be vulnerable with one another. It says, I am open to sharing, accepting, communicating, and connecting with others as I focus on this moment, not the past or worrying about the future. A smile, a kind-hearted way of speaking, or a hug goes a long way towards uplifting one another. I offer care and support where I can without rescuing, and I nurture and respect all of my relationships. One with all. I feel the divine force flowing through me. I honor this, and I know that it flows through all. I am calm in knowing that I am one with all, and I contemplate and meditate on this fact. I regularly remind myself that we are all from the same source, and that we are all on a journey as spiritual beings experiencing a physical existence. I am aware that I have a choice as to how I respond to what is happening in my life. My responses have an enormous effect on my spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical well-being. So, yeah, there you go. just acknowledge that this is a spiritual connection. You know, radiate warmth and sincerity towards one another, which is that energy of allowing yourself to be vulnerable in your own truth of the situation. That means speaking your truth about your boundaries, your expectations. Remember, we teach others how to love us by what we're willing to accept and not accept, right? On how we love ourselves. And feminine right now, you're having to decide, like, what do you want? Not in a way of what do I want because I got to be cautious and protective over my heart and my stability at this time, which is very important, yes. But I think this feminine's being asked to surrender and trust in the divine to give her what her heart wants, and not having to be like super cautious or super protective and feeling like she can't be vulnerable. And then the masculine, the same thing. He's having to trust in the divine, speak his truth to this feminine, and it's like he's having to serve, up this he's having to humble himself and bring his truth forward to the feminine. Okay? And if they can both do that, if they can both find that capability to be vulnerable with one another, then I feel like they're going to have what? Let's see. If these two can be vulnerable to one another, where is that leading? If they can, because it says Two of Cups, right? This whole situation was leading to the Two of Cups, which was a reconciliation. But let's just see, where is this leading? If these two can be vulnerable with one another, which, yeah, understanding. She's going to be matching him. He's the King of Pentacles. If they can be vulnerable to one another, the feminine's going to be the Queen of Pentacles, a true pair, right? They're going to both follow their hearts. It says, follow your heart, a love of home and family, trustworthy psychic information. They're both going to be able to, trust their intuition, and they're going to be a true pair. King and Queen of Pentacles. They're going to both gain an understanding of what it takes to be in a relationship with one another. They're both going to gain understanding of their intuition, their psychic abilities. They're going to learn to be kind to one another. They're going to understand each other on a deeper level. And they're both going to be following their hearts. Because both of their hearts is focused on this Ace of Cups, focused on the Three of Cups, focused on a reconciliation. But in order to get there, they both have to, go within and learn to be vulnerable is kind of what I'm getting here, okay? Yeah, if they want to get what they desire, they're going to both be vulnerable. And in order to be future focused, we have to be, it's like you have to be focused on the right now, right? You can't be focused on the past, and you can't really be focused on the future, right? You can't worry about the future. You can't worry about the past. You have to be in the right now moment and be true to yourself in this moment right now in order for the future to truly be all that it can be, right? If you're focused on the past, you're going to the future regardless. But if you're only focused on past regrets and the things of the past and the past pain, then you're missing living in the moment, and then the future is just going to repeat the past. I hope that's making sense. So when Spirit's saying future focused, that means the only way to be truly future focused and to create your highest future is to be present in where you're at right now, and be in your highest vibrational energy, be in your truth in this present moment right now, so that you can live a more truer future, right? Whatever you are in this moment right now is what's going to determine your future. Okay, how you're focused in the future. So just kind of try to remember that, I guess, that it's about being present in this moment right now and being true to yourself in the moment right now. If you want to be, have your true future, what's true for you in the future. No more avoiding your emotions and being overly cautious because you're afraid to be vulnerable because of what happened in the past between the two of you, right? Or you're just going to keep repeating that cycle. It's time for someone to be a hero, and I think it's going to be this Emperor energy that's going to be the hero of the situation. He's going to take this humble pie and come forward, have a conversation with this Empress, and then she's going to really, have to be vulnerable with her own intentions. Like, what does she want? She's going to have to allow her inner self to speak truth to her about her true wants, what she truly wants here. And once she finds that, she's going to come up matching this masculine as a Queen of Pentacles. Then they're going to be in this true pair energy. They're both going to kind of drop their defenses, and they're going to come out of this avoidance, stalemate, overly cautious, scared to speak my truth to one another type situation that they've been in, okay? Alright, so there you go. I love you guys so much, Gemini. Good luck with this, babe. Please like, share, or subscribe. Bye.